light shining on my face. How does that look?
Looks good. Welcome in the Bobby Carpenter Show. And there's our guy, Anthony Frederick Schlegel. Where is he? Nobody knows. There used to be a show called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Did you go to Wisconsin, Schleg, to watch the game?
No, I did not go to Wisconsin to watch the game. I'm actually down here in the great state of Texas. Just flew in this morning. I'm at my in-laws' house. I was showing my son where we used to live down here in Mansfield.
Does he remember the house?
No, he wasn't even born yet. We were already in Ohio. I'm talking about Sam because Hunter's still up in Philly playing baseball.
Oh, you're talking about Sam. Okay, I was going to say,
Sam,
I was there when
Sam was conceived on the hallowed grounds.
The back of a pickup truck.
No. The hallowed grounds of Olentangy Commons.
Yeah, I remember when
we used to party in college. There's nothing. Now I know why people just have kids and when they live in apartments because there's nothing else to do. And Sam and Faith would go out there and play on the.
Sounds like I should go move to an apartment. Is what you're saying?
They would play on the one slide. It was the metal slide. And I'd get off of practice or it'd be on a weekend. Like, well, we don't want to go down that slide. I'm like, why? Like, it's great. Like, it's hot because it's just metal. I'm like,
burns my legs.
Hey, yeah. I'm like, don't worry about it. I was like, I can make it a slip and slide. I'll put water on there. Let's go. Grease that thing up. Just have fun. This place isn't really fun. And there's a bunch of just random drunk college kids driving cars in pools and stuff.
Yeah.
Why is the pool? Why can't we go to the pool? There's a vehicle in it.
And there's chicks that are topless hanging out there because there's
Go Bucks beat cancer.
Hey, you want to talk about Buckeyes? A lot of Buckeyes lived at Olentangy Commons. Me being one of them, my senior year. You lived there post grad.
I lived there post grad. I lived there while with a family.
That's where I went. That's honestly, Schlegs. I met my lovely wife. That's where I didn't even meet her there. She was
at the pool party.
She left. It wasn't a pool party. It was John Holland's draft party, as per Angelo Chatham's. John Hollins did not get drafted. Nothing against our guy John, great dude, but he's like, you coming to John's draft party? I'm like, Angelo, you think John's getting drafted? Like, are we being realistic with this? He's like, nah, man, we're just having a party for him. I said, okay, then we can do that. I went. My wife went with a friend of hers who's now our neighbor that she grew up with, and it was amazing because I had class with her a year ago and never said anything to her. Should have probably asked her out, didn't. And then I went back and saw her at this party. Went to go get a beer, and poof, David Copperfield, she disappeared. I went up to one of her friends that I was in class who used to date one of our teammates. I was like, hey, where's your little brunette friend? Where'd she go? And she's like, Courtney. I was like, sure.
Yeah, where'd who go?
I didn't even know her name. So she called her. She wouldn't come back. I got her number. That was on like a Thursday night. And I had a friend of mine. I wouldn't even have probably gone to it if I wouldn't have had a friend of mine and her friend from high school. They came up from Cincinnati and they wanted something to do. I was like, well, let's just go to this. And so they were talking to Will Allen and one of his friends. I think they ended up coming all back to my place afterwards, but that was Thursday night. Fast forward 3 days, called court on Sunday, went to dinner the next Thursday, and so like the rest was history after that.
History. Let's go.
But yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. So you're down there in Texas, going to be consuming the games on Central Time, which is good. You get a nice 11 a.m. start, get locked in there, be able to watch some games with pretty Ricky.
It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day.
And your dad, go check the garage.
Metroflex. I'm going to go to
Metroflex. Really? Get a big lift in at Metroflex?
I got to introduce Sam now because he lifts a little bit to like Sam.
Lightweight. Yeah, buddy.
When I was 12 years old, I stepped into this gym and it changed my life. And then I'm just going to proceed to just get bumpy. And if he decides to quit, I'm just like, just go sit outside. It's fine. But yeah, I'm going to probably go hit up my dude, Brian Dobson, and then see my good friend James, and then go check on my dad. He's been having some health issues. And then Sunday,
dog at all? Maybe Saturday night hog? No,
nope. No, I don't
Why
have.
not?
No, I don't have enough time. But I'll probably have to come back down.
What are you doing between the hours of 11 p.m. and 3 a.m.?
That's a great point.
Don't tell me you're busy. All the only thing you're doing is sleeping.
Yeah.
Go hog dog, Legs.
I know.
I want you to bring me back a bag of smoked hog meat. I know you're the best hog smoker around, so
Oh,
bring me back a
oh.
bag of smoked hog meat.
I mean, not as good as Richard Magnum Bender, but I'm pretty daggone close. And then on Sunday, my brother-in-law and my niece are getting baptized, so we have that, and then Poof David Copperfield will be coming back.
So from what I've heard, you're the baptizer, correct? Schleg's the baptizer?
In our family, I tend to be the one that does the funerals, so I'm excited that I now have the opportunity to do the baptizes.
So you used to do
It's
the
something
funeral.
good, something good.
Yeah, that's way better. I would much rather do the
Yeah,
baptism.
exactly. This is amazing. I'm so I was like, yeah, dude, I'm honored to do that. Normally I get a call and it's to do the funeral. So fired up that I get to be able to witness your, you know,
Yeah,
proclamation that you've accepted Christ. So it's
that's
awesome.
awesome, man. It was cool because Sean Lane, actually, our former teammate, Buckeye, a couple years younger than us, baptized my third son, Cullen, this summer, springish, I want to say, over at Rock City. So that was awesome to see, and getting like your former teammate to do it was pretty awesome. So that all worked out, and it was really cool. So that's awesome. You're getting a chance to do that down there. Going to hang out with your dad, Raj. I mean, does your dad, when you guys watch football together, it's
Yeah.
interesting because your dad coached, played in college. Just very similar story to my dad. He was my coach too, and so when we watch games. And then I'll watch my brothers who all played college football. Like everybody's got an opinion on what's going on or this or that, and they should be doing this. I mean, do we get into the weeds like as we watch these games, like the scheme, fundamentals, tackling, what we're doing, how we lost contain? Like, do we get into that stuff? Is it an
He
active watch, like almost a game film style watch?
Oh yeah. It is. He predominantly watches the offensive line
Yeah.
and how they get to the next level. Like that he always coached offense and defensive line because that's what he played in college, and that's what he enjoyed, coaching the offense line. So he watches that. My best memory of my dad, and it was funny, I was telling Sam about it because we were talking about somehow I got brought up like youth concussions and how there's so many different variables that I think it happens in the youth, but the number one thing is like not neck training, and how my dad would like bought me a neck harness when I was like 8 and at a 10-pound plate, and then I could do it, and then he bought me another 10, and then I did that, then he bought me a 25, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, neck training is the number one thing besides being hydrated, but being able to fall, right? The form tackling, like how to actually tackle and like teach that. Anyways, I digress. But one of my favorite memories with my dad, I'm probably like 16 years old, and I'm dating Steph at the time. And we just walk in, and I just kind of unannounced, right? I mean, it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, right? Like, whatever. And I go in there, and my dad is just straight up in like see-through boxers.
Yeah.
He already has a White Russian. I mean, it's like a 1 p.m. kickoff, right? He's watching the Cowboys, and it's probably 2 series in, and he's already throwing the dish towel that he would cover up his junk with, and already throwing it at the TV because he didn't like the way they were getting to the second level. But that's how he would consume games way back in the day. It was awesome. So when we watch football together, we watch that, and we'll talk shop defensively and stuff.
Do you
So it's
still
good.
drink the White Russians?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go over there. My thing was I was gonna go over there today when we got off, and I was gonna do it live because people don't know this about my dad, and I don't have a box with me. But my dad is a world famous hand model. And
Oh.
if anybody's been to Home Depot, there's a Husky box
Mm.
that you buy, the construction grade trash bags, and those are my dad's hands. They were made at Poly America right up the road in Grand Prairie, Texas. And those were his hands. And they're all over the boxes. I'm like, hey, there's grandpa's hands. Look at those guys.
It's pretty
And
remarkable.
he has a box of that. And it's like he has like this little bar thing in his house. And I was gonna do it like on the ledge and just stand there and do the show and just show his random stuff. I'd have to go see if he still had my Letterman jacket from high school, or even my one from college. Because
Oh my gosh.
there they
Look at
are. There they are. Those are his hands right there. Those are my dad's.
It's like It's like a scene out of Zoolander right
Oh yeah,
there.
exactly. The hand model.
Does he
Remember,
keep that hand in the bag? Is it?
he should have like 2 of them on. It's probably why he's falling all the time. No, it had something to do with his blood and his oxygen in his blood. But he probably should get those bad boys where they have the thing where he makes his hands. Remember that from the movie, like the hand model.
Yeah, he
His
had the
hand goes
little
in that glass.
airtight deal that
Yeah.
you would keep. It'd be like if you were going to get in the shower and you had a cast on. That's like what you
Yes.
would have on all the time. I want to make sure you protect it. She's like, plus, does he put sunscreen on, the UV protection to make sure that they stay fresh and clean?
No. Right now, he's at the point where he'll go out and play golf and just hit 2 balls and leave them. You know, he's like, I ain't walking over there.
How old is your dad? Is he 80?
He's 80. He's 80. God love him.
That's amazing. Well, you're blessed to get to spend this weekend with him. You got the Bucks coming up here.
We got so much stuff. It was great. I had a flight and I was just getting in the weeds and, big news from IU and big games this weekend and the Buckeyes winning 38-0 this weekend. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Kurt Signetti, just, why would I want to leave? I'm building a superpower. And I tried to tell people, Indiana, I don't think so. Like you need to ask your dad this. Did you ever think Indiana would have like the 4th highest paid coach in college football?
The answer would be no. I mean, guys, think about 20 years ago. I mean, obviously we think about it because that's when we played. But like when you're looking at your schedule, right? It's like, oh, you got Purdue and you got Indiana or you got Northwestern, right? And it's like, and now they're winning. And what I really like about Curt Cignetti is when you go back and read the story of him, he's at Alabama and he goes and takes a Division II job. He doesn't wait for another one. He wanted to be a head football coach and he bet on himself.
I think it was Indiana University at Indianapolis, I want to say. I think it was in Indiana, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. I thought he went somewhere else. I thought he was at Immaculate Conception. It might have been Incarnate. No, I don't know why I keep thinking Incarnate Word. There's a lot of good coaches that come out of there anyways. But it's just his journey of betting on himself and producing and winning. And there's obviously something there that resonates with his players and the development aspect of it. Like, I don't know him personally.
Yeah, he went to IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. But yeah, I was going to say, like, he was around here. I mean, yeah, it was in Indiana, Pennsylvania. So he's probably never been there before.
It's funny. I got Rod in the chat. It's like Penn State being the better job, mostly because of the recruiting landscape. But here's the thing.
I don't know that it is, though. I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling Bob, we'll touch on this. Like the about 5 years ago to about 15 to 5 years ago, there was a huge battle of keeping up with the Joneses and facilities, right, Bob? You remember this?
Yeah.
Everybody's blowing up their stuff. And I would say probably Ohio State, as far as like their layout is great, but aesthetically, probably of the 18 teams are probably in the bottom 5. But here's the deal. Does it really matter when you go get coached and you get developed? The answer is no. It's like I'd rather have that money as opposed to dropping it on, $200 million in a facility to use it for players or coaches, right? And NIL. And like those are the things that they're all thinking about. IU's done a nice job of renovating their things. But guys, like as far as recruiting, the Midwest is the Midwest, and kids want to go where they get developed and they win. And guess what? It's fresh right now to them that they're doing something that's different. And so to me, we all see what is the better job, but what's the better job for you, for him individually as a coach? And he feels that Indiana is the better job.
The thing is, you've got to win. And Penn State's won for a while, but they're winning right now. Like to jump to someplace and try to start it over, because the reality is that first year, if you want to win right away, it's a 30 to 40 guy portal class because all your good players are leaving. And so it's really hard to build an established culture unless you have guys coming with you and you have it set in stone of how you want to operate. It's really, really tough to restart and jumpstart a program in the portal now and have it have sustainability. You saw Mel Tucker do it at Michigan State Schlegs for 1 year.
Yep.
And then the problem is like keeping that train going is really, really difficult. All right, we're long for a break. Take a break. We're going to start getting into this Ohio State, Wisconsin situation, what that looks like, any worries, any concerns, what we think the Buckeyes maybe need to improve on. Is there anything that's been lingering that's been causing some issues? But right now, FanDuel, they've got an offer you don't want to miss this NFL season. New customers, bet $5. You get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5. If it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style. FanDuel, they've got you covered. The NFL season is here. The only question is, are you ready? Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio and present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bet, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. More of the Bobby Carpenter Show coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Welcome back in the Bobby Carpenter Show. Ohio State will be traveling to Wisconsin for an 11 a.m. local kick, 2:30 local time, 3:30 kick Eastern time. Schlegs, Wisconsin, they're not great on offense. The worst offense in the Big Ten. Struggle running it, and they don't really have anybody that threatens you on the outside. They've been rolling quarterbacks. Their starter got hurt at the beginning of the year.
Third year in a row
that's happened. Who did they bring in? What was his name? O'Brien, I want to say, is who came in for him. He hasn't been all that great. Oh, O'Neal. Danny O'Neal comes in.
Danny O'Neal, and then now they got Hunter Simmons playing.
Who was the starter, I think, at the beginning of the season, who got hurt, but he hasn't been a whole lot better. So not a great situation. They struggle to run the ball, which was always their bread and butter. And the more disappointing thing, Schleich, is like they're just not very talented. Like they don't have dudes. Like the front seven on defense is okay. Back end is not great. So that's why this spread right now is 26.5. I don't know that Wisconsin is capable of scoring a touchdown in this game.
Guys, I don't think they are either. I mean, you look at their inability to run the football, and I've watched those games because I'm a supporter of Coach Fick. And earlier in the year, defensively, I think it was kind of going up because they played Alabama, correct? And
yeah,
am I right? And I remember watching that game. It was like kind of leading up to that Alabama game. The defense was kind of allowing them to like hang around a little bit, and then Alabama
they play hard. They would keep it close. You look at their games; the defense would keep it close for a while, and then
there's only so much that you can do when you're terrible. I think they're towards the bottom of the Big Ten or even college football in time of possession. So your defense is just out there playing the entire game.
What's crazy though is like their offense. It seems like it's gotten worse. Like against Alabama, they mustered 14 points. They moved the ball a little bit. Maryland, they lost 27-10. Michigan, they were still able to get 10. I think it was 17-7 or 14-7 in the third quarter. And then against Iowa, they just looked bad, like really bad on offense.
Yeah. This is a thing, but I think now when you go to take these jobs, we saw this with Michigan. When you went in, and Lord Carr's offense was very pro-esque, Bob, would you say, right? When we played them?
Pro style.
Pro style. And then you go in and you bring a Rich Rod. You don't necessarily have the personnel. And then you had the Brady Hoke, right? And it's like, but are you getting the guys? Are you able to recruit the guys to be able to do that? And to me, somebody brought up Indiana and the recruiting aspect. It is the same thing. Like when you take these jobs, it is, what do we have an abundance of? How do we want to make that our own? And you got an abundance of offensive line. Is the air raid really necessarily the best thing for that area to be able to do? And so right now, this offensively, Wisconsin, you've always known it. You knew it. You and I played against it. They were a run team, man. Running backs, Heisman Trophy winners. They can't run the football to take the pressure off their quarterback. They don't necessarily have the weapons on the perimeter nor in the back end of the secondary to be able to cover. And you can only scheme up so many things because at the end of the day, you have to have the Jimmies and Joes run the X's and O's, and they just don't got it. And I don't think they're they're not helping him either to go get that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They're not probably in a financial position to be able to go do it. Like, I don't think Wisconsin is set up really well on an NAL and revenue share standpoint of what they're able to pay players and bring them in. They don't have indigenous guys, and bringing guys in and developing them. If you can't pay them to even retain them, then they'll just go somewhere else. So that's part of the problem right now that they're dealing with. And so they've got a lot of issues. Ohio State Schlegs, let's focus on them.
Let's focus on them.
In this game. Is there anything that you've seen that you would like to see get cleaned up a little bit? Not that like this game's going to be a great benchmark because, Wisconsin hasn't been all that good, but is there anything there that you could look at and say, hey, this has been kind of an issue. This has been something that we struggled with maybe last game, maybe the last couple games. There's a trend that you would want to feel like this game isn't going to solve the problem because you don't know, you're playing Wisconsin, but you can at least get it pointed in the right direction.
I would like to see, defensively, you and I talked about it a couple shows ago after practice. What I'm going to be intently watching the back end breaking on the football. So that would probably be the one thing defensively, just because we talked about it at practice. So that's one. Two, offensively, is we've had a really good red zone scoring offense. How do we not kick a field goal, and how do we go score points, or whatever that looks like? You'd say the running game, but the running game has been fair. And again, you brought up the great point, like the number of rushes that are attempts versus the yards or the average yards. Like you're in short yard situation, you're handing the ball off to a tight end, you're handing the ball off to C.J. Donaldson for 2 yards, you're doing a quarterback sneak. That all tallies in to the total average. But look individually at those guys, they've been able to break some off. What does that offensive line look like versus this defense and to being able to run the football? And then the last thing would be when people are playing you deep, right? Just Julian being able to go out there and just continue to grow as a passer. Like, no, I can throw it there. I can throw it here. I'm trusting my eyes, right? Reading the mail. I'm going to hit this and just believe that my guy's going to be there and make a play. And then the number one thing, guys, the number one thing, we probably won't punt in this game, but the special teams for me. Kickoff has been very good.
Yeah.
It's the punting and the field goal process, because those are the things that we're going to need moving on good. Those things matter.
Yeah, so let's take a look. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. Pat, toss it up there. Let's get prepared for the game. A little hype video from the Buckeyes.
I'm just telling you now, it's going to take 4 quarters to do this. So come up to first and just chase. Enjoy the chase. Enjoy the chase. Enjoy the chase. 4th day, he decided, I'm done chasing. I'm now going to go get him. So guess what he does? In the 4th day of his chase, he grabs him, tear him apart. Why? Because he loved the chase, and he says, I am the king of the jungle. We're in a war here. It's supposed to be this way. Everybody's got to chip in. Just do your job.
Don't fight alone. It's not a one-on-one fight. It's us versus them. I'm taking B.I. with me. I'm taking these guys with me. I'm taking you with me. It's us versus them. Don't give up that. Don't give up that.
We want everything.
Keep your eyes to the sky. You keep your goals going forward. We're here where we're supposed to be. You gotta let it go. You have not let it go. Let it go today. Let's make this walk together, man. Let's walk on water here. Let's walk on water here.
Whoosh, like,
little juicy, man. Little juicy.
Ready to go.
That was good. What did you take away from that? What did you take away from that, Bob?
Well, the fact that we're ready to go. And every week, like, I feel like I'm watching the trailer to a Christopher Nolan movie. Like, it's the next Batman Begins, trying to figure that out or with everything. But also I wanted to focus on this, Matt Patricia slice. We've talked a lot about this. We got into the comments with our guy, Peyton Pierce, of what he said and his relationship with Matt Patricia.
Yes.
And I want to get into this next about the relationship of Matt Patricia and just more examples of this, of why it's good, why this defense works, and how sweet that is. And then let's also let's dive into a little bit of what people are thinking about Julian Sayin, what PFF is ranking him out there and how that's going to look. So let's get those two things fired up. We'll have both of those ready to rock coming up. But I want to tell you about our friends over at Export Schlegs. Attention, parents and athletes. Protect what matters most with Export mouth guards. Trusted by professional athletes, designed by NHL team dentists. Export mouth guards are scientifically tested to absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. Export mouth guards feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patented use of carbon fiber that they custom fit to your own unique grill with 3D printed technology. That means more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication so you can focus on your game, not your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby today and save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most. Got more of the Bobby Carpenter Show. Matt Patricia, Julian Sayin coming up next. I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer. All right, welcome back into the Bobby Carpenter Show. And let's toss this up about Matt Patricia. Another great example here about this. This one coming from Jalen McLean, safety, said, ever since I got here, the first day he was here, ever since he got here, the first day he was here, I had conversations with him. The relationship has been growing ever since. I love him. He loves me back. I like playing for him. Sounds like a little love note a kid would write, but I mean, that's it. I mean, Matt Patricia is a guy who touches all the players on the defensive side of the football, wants to invest in them, wants to work with them, wants to try to develop them to the very best of their ability. And that is why you see these guys, they play so hard because they play for each other, but they're also playing for their coach out there as well. And like, you like your coach, so you want to do what they do. They're asking you to do so you can have success because it, number one, helps you, but it also reflects positively on them.
Yeah, it's amazing that you just said that because in my mind brought up memories of Urban and why he coached the coaches so hard in front of the players. And it was the psychology, not the symbolism, right? But the psychology of it. Like if you have a relationship, they're going to go hard for you. So he would just rip their faces off in front of them. Ryan does it differently. And Matty P authentically cares about his guys. And I would say every guy on that staff on the defensive side of the ball does as well, Bob. And you can just see that through the interactions, through the team meeting rooms, with their abilities to ask questions. Here's what I love. When you got guys, Bob, and we're standing back there and they are just talking ball in the dojo. You know what I mean? In the dojo. That's my favorite deal. But like when they're just back there talking ball, watching other guys' reps, when we used to have to harp on get mental reps, the dudes are making sure that they're all getting mental reps because they're just talking ball the entire time.
Dudes talking ball, Schlegs. And then Julian Sayin's been good this year. And it's been pretty impressive to see what he's been able to do. And you watch him, he's been playing really clean football games, hasn't turned it over really much. $120 for 153, 15 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, almost 1,500 yards, really kind of going under the radar if you think about it. No one's really talking about him. And all he's doing out there each and every week is going out there like a surgeon, Schlegs, and just dicing people up. He's completed almost 75% of his passes. PFF midseason awards, they're giving him the premier quarterback, the best quarterback at the midseason point. He's been incredibly accurate. He's been poised. Yeah, he's made some dumb mistakes, 3-4 weeks ago, but you feel like he's growing and getting more confident, getting better each and every week.
Yeah, 100%. And we got some great comments. They're like, yeah, hard. Because I mentioned like what I want to see him do, and it's like let it rip. But like, what does that mean? Like, well, the thing is this: like, if I got a guy and I see that he's at 8-yard depth looking to curl a flat, and I got a a 7 on the backside in between a corner and that guy. Like, I'm gonna let it rip, man. Like, I'm gonna trust it. The best thing that I've seen from Julian, and I think somebody brought it up in the broadcast. The ones that he's throwing over there that are like 17, 15 yards down the field in a cover 3 situation from the far hash, that's a bona fide NFL throw, guys. That game is completely different. But that throw right there, that's what the more I want to see of. It's like trust his eyes and know where he can hit, because that first read or that second read might be the one. Trust that your guy is going to be there and deliver, and you guys can be on the same page. We saw a little – that's why I mentioned that. We saw a little bit that there was one drive when we were going into score that we kicked a field goal, and we had a motion, and we had Carnell and a tight end, Max, run into each other. Then we had a back shoulder to Carnell in the corner of the end zone. That was a miscommunication in some capacity. Again, we're trying to like get better. We're chasing improvement. That's the improvement. But according to PFF and honestly us, and why you guys are asking in the chat, like, why isn't he the number 1 Heisman contender? He will be. Just keep winning.
Well, he just hasn't had like there haven't been those big spectacular moments. I mean, Texas was there, and you saw him play pretty well. He put a nice ball up to Tate in that game. But he's been really just he's not a very big personality. He doesn't run. He hasn't had some of those highlight plays. And they've been featuring Carnell Tate and JJ and the receivers and the running backs and everything else. So that's why he really hasn't received probably the praise that he should.
And your defense is getting a lot. Really like, guys, there's only so much praise to go. I'm just saying, like, there's only so much praise to go.
No, it's like you said, you want to fill your love cup, dude. Fill that love bucket.
I love filling everybody's love cup, But here's the thing, too. Like, when you have segments and you're talking about the best, and we should hit up all the other awards that these dudes are up for, Bob. But it's like there's a lot of them, and there's also one football, and there's also who do you want to push. And here's the deal. You're a redshirt freshman. Just keep making plays, keep getting better. And I think that's the one thing when I went to practice in a week 8, right? And they've been in full contact football for 3 months. And it was probably one of the most juiciest, up-tempo, upbeat, energetic on all sides, coaches included, that I've been a part, that I've witnessed in a long time. I'm like, yes.
Juicy J?
Juicy J style, man. Every time I go out, I got a show out.
I bring that dough out. I bring the blowout. Juicy J. He's all about it, Schlegs.
He's all about it.
The one thing I think that this team, needs to work on a little bit, and, we're picking nits here. There's been some lulls where you feel like the offense.
Picking nits? I've never heard of picking. I've heard of nitpicking.
Well, yeah, picking nits.
You
know what a nit is, by the way?
Is the knit like the thing that you knit? Like that? Like you're knitting?
No. So nits are
I don't know.
Nits are the offspring of lice. So when you have to
That's terrible.
You have to delouse someone. Believe me, my kids have gotten lice. My wife, we've got like the full glasses and everything. You have to go in there. Look, young. It's a young louse, a singular of lice. And so my wife's got these like super magnifying glasses. You dig through. You got this fine tooth comb. You have to pick them out, throw them in the trash.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, it's crazy. So picking nitpicking. But if we're going to do that, like there's been some lulls where the offense, like against Illinois, even that second half, felt like it kind of was the puppy that lost its way a little bit. And it just kind of some curious play calls and then maybe some lack of execution and focus. I feel like maybe it was lost focus a little bit. And then the other piece is the red zone running attack and execution on running the football in the red zone. I think that's something that they can continue to improve upon. And whether that's just cowboy up offensive line, let's get more push, whether that's second level guys, Roberts, making sure you're finding your guy through there, the running back, making a guy miss, or maybe even getting Julian going in the run game a little bit.
I'm going to say this too. There was that one play. Baby. So the screen game for Ohio State. It was funny that we're mentioning this because they only ran one screen all of last year, and it was 75 to the house before halftime versus Texas, and they worked on it all the time. And in that play where Jeremiah got backbended, and he came out for a spell, like that is when you run out there like that, whoever is the most threatened person, you take that guy first. The first guy takes that guy. That was not an Austin Setterfield guy. That was, I believe it was a tight end on that one.
I think it was Max Clare. He split Austin and Max.
Right, but like you can't go out. Like that guy's,
I think he had an invisible coat on, to tell you the truth.
I mean, like, but it was the one, like, you got him, I got him, I'm going to this guy. But like, no, you have to stop. That's why I like that come into balance. And there's a time to make a blow up block, and there's a time to make a block. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that, like those. I think that's where you say the puppy that lost its way there, Bob, because there was moments and they were like, that would have been a great play. That should have been a great play. That play on that screen, that would have been a great play. We didn't execute, or there was a miscommunication thing. And when you're just chasing greatness, like they talked about, they're chasing who's got my back. Like part of that, who has my back is who's going to go execute every single time. And that's what you want to see, the maturity of this team grow as you go throughout the season.
Absolutely. What other growth you want to see is your growth in your apparel game, Schlegs, with our friends over at Backer, bckr.com. Go check them out. They've got premium Buckeye gear, premium gear for many college football fans. It looks great. It feels even better. It's got all the features, the high-end stuff that you're looking for on there. Please go check it out, bckr.com. They've got free expedited shipping right now, so go check it out. It's like that high-end golf, hunting, fishing, skiing gear that you're going to find. I've got some. It's going to be chilly. You're going to want to start wearing those windbreakers, maybe even the winter coats. Got rain gear in there too. It's all for you there. Go check them out, bckr.com. That is Backer. Go get it going. We got our headlines with some news on some more mid-season awards coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
If you're looking to scale your marketing, let Lake Spur Marketing be the team that helps you get it done. They've got a huge range of experience. Regardless of industry, they can help you out. Lake Spur Marketing prides themselves on building partnerships. They're confident they'll deliver the results, but most importantly, they're going to have a great relationship with their clients to help build and grow your brand. Lake Spur Marketing, the proof is in their partners. Visit them at lakespurmarketing.com. Today. All right, Schlegs, this offensive line has been pretty darn good this year.
Yep.
And I was curious if there was going to be any accolades that came with that. Now, we're only at the midseason point, so no one's giving out national championship rings. No one's giving out postseason awards. There's nobody being drafted right now. But it is nice to be in that conversation. And the Ohio State offensive line is now in the conversation for the Joe Moore Award. Throw that up there, Pat, for best offensive line of the year, which that's pretty big. You know, Michigan won it in 2023. I think that would be, I don't think Ohio State's ever won it. It would be a huge honor if they're ever going to be able to do that.
I think they're still getting better, you know, and part of that takes time. We talked about, Bob, how
on the sheet you put Jim Moore Award. I corrected it in my brain.
Good. Sorry. Jim, Joe, they both start with a J. Hey, here's the good thing is I think they're still getting better. I think that you have 6 more games to improve. I think they're hungry to improve. I think Tyler Bowen has been a great – I mean, you and I got to witness what Coach Fry did last year with having 9 different starters on a championship run, and that means you're developing everybody, but they coach them really hard. They want to be coached really hard. I still think that they're working out the right tackle position or right guard position, and there's still competitive excellence within the room that you go in hungry to go prove yourself on a daily basis at practice. And that's what you want to see when you have that, and we have it at Ohio State.
And we also have some mid-season All-American Schlegs. We throw that up there, Pat. We've got Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Jeremiah Smith, Caden Curry, Sonny Styles, all of those guys getting a lot of love. Heavy on the defensive side. Surprised that Carnell Tate isn't on there with JJ. I know it's tough to get two guys of the same position from the same team.
Yeah.
He'll get his flowers, and he'll make sure he is properly respected, especially when it comes to the NFL draft. But having two linebackers, a safety, and a D end on there has been pretty impressive. And Caden Curry, especially him and Arvell Reese, as kind of newcomers to the starting lineup.
I'm interested I didn't go look up who's the midseason All-Americans. I'm interested to see who would be above K-Mac, because K-Mac
been pretty good inside.
It's really good inside. And to your point with Carnell Tate, and this is the one thing, guys, that you wonder. Max Clare is that type of guy, ability-wise, but you also only have one football. And though the stats may not prove, and that's what I think guys understand now at Ohio State, or when they come to Ohio State, I don't have to go have the most receiving yards of any tight end in the country to still be a first-round draft pick coming out of Ohio State, because they see all the other things I do, and they also see all the talent that's there, because those guys are watching ball too, and why an offense coordinator is doing what they do, but they see what he's able to produce. And he could have more yards somewhere else, but he's getting developed right now. Like the weaknesses of his game are now becoming strengths. So that's how I look at this.
Yeah. It's awesome to see Schlegs are doing a great job with it. These guys
are,
getting
man,
better and better. And listen, it's not the apex yet. We're still climbing, Schlegs. We're still climbing that mountain. So great.
Versa climber.
There we go. Versa climber. That's it for our headlines today. We got our tailgate talk and a little thoughtful Thursdays coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, Schlegs, we'll start it with Al. We got our Thoughtful Thursday ready. Get your questions fired up in the chat. Pat, let us know when we got Tim Walton there spitting a little game. Here we go.
What is that? Thoughtful Thursday today. Unwavering culture. Unwavering culture. Our culture is fight to be the best version of yourself. No violence. Our brotherhood is real. We help those who may be suffering in silence. As you navigate your journey, you may not know what to do, but we're going to help you see it with a clear-eyed view. You have to take the good with the bad. When you want the praise, that's what happens in this business when you center stage. So be faithful to the Lord. Have good behavior. If your why is weak, your worship will waver. But when you're covered in power, watch it take over your lungs. We speaking life into the dreams that people told us were done.
Look at that guy. Already. Grateful, Thoughtful Thursday, man. Clap that right here. Snap. Man, I tell you what, OG Wall does such a great job with those things, and that's part of the reason, the relationship. When you get a guy from the league, Bob, that comes in, and that is not done often. Not that you don't have coaches that do that, but that's not. They have families, they have lives. They're out of the building as soon as you guys get done, and I think that's what he really likes about it. And I think when you see that, it allows them to also educate our guys, and they trust him, man. There's that relationship, and it's just special.
Absolutely. All right. Question thrown up there from Chris Kersey.
So many good ones, guys.
There are a lot. Who was more surprising there, Caden or Arvell? Caden's a senior, played a lot.
Yep.
So, and I've watched him make a ton of plays, training camp, spring ball, like just all the time. And when he would get in, oh crap, my legs started cramping up. Sorry about that. Schlegs,
Did you already work out today? Did you already work out?
I worked out today. Schlegs, what are we talking about? What am I, hard of working
I
out?
try to get up super early to work out, and I just kept sleeping.
So I would say Arvell is more surprising, like his rapid ascension. I thought he would be good and make some plays this year. I didn't think it would be, and part of it is too the scheme that Matt Patricia plays. Yeah. They realize what he's good at, and like, hey, let's feature it. Let's go, man. Like, we're all in this together. Let's see what we can get going. So
I absolutely
I would say Arvell's a
differ.
little more. Go ahead.
I differ on that, Bob, because so it was crazy. This is why I thought that Jim Knowles' scheme held Arvell back. And
that's
to your point, I was probably more surprised that Caden is a 6-sack guy halfway through the season. That's all I'm saying. Because I've seen Arvell, Caden. I told you guys this. Caden reminds me of a John Simon, high motor guy, just an absolute dog, man. Highly competitive. Arvell, you knew was in there. He just needed to be unleashed. And here's the other thing: he's a junior, but he needed last year behind Cody. Yeah. He learned a lot from that. He learned a lot from James. And then now you bring in Matt that allows him to show off his skill set that is very unique. That's why you have that rapid ascension. You and I both knew that.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. Another question in there. We'll get one more before we'll get out of here. Is Tegra losing the starting guard spot? Listen, they're rotating guys. Guys deserve to play. You've got to earn your spot each and every week. There's nothing here that is promised. And I don't know that he's losing it, but there's a lot of competition for it. And Padilla's played really well, and they think a lot of him.
Yep, totally agree with you, Bob. And guess what? That's the exact same thing that happened last year. And you want that because those guys, remember, development happens at practice, reps during the game. Like somebody put in there about Turbo not getting one, and Roberts gave one. And I said, hey, that was a personnel issue, not a personal issue. But even West, I don't even know if Turbo's in that conversation to get him right now because there's sometimes guys just need development. So it's okay. It's okay. But that's why competition is healthy. And it's not about who's starting in week 6. It's about who's starting in week 12.
There you go, Schlegs. Very good point. We're going to take a quick break. That's it for Tailgate Talk coming up. Schlegs will wrap us up with his side nuggets and parting thoughts.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
All right, Schlegs, you got a couple minutes here. Go for it.
Well, hey man, have we talked about the corners lifting up Ryan?
No, you got a couple minutes. So if you want to do that,
put that on there. But I'm gonna say a couple things. So one, this is why you love college football as he gets that up there. You love college football because I saw this. Vandy hasn't been favored against an SEC opponent since 1979, terrible. Guys. But that's why you love college football. Honestly, it's fun. You got somebody you can root for, and they're actually favored this week versus LSU. That's super juicy in and of itself. Pat, let me know. Okay, so Pat's got it up. All right. No, he got that one. I thought you were going to put the other one up about Carnell Tate or Jeremiah.
You said the corners lift us up.
Yeah,
you wanted the corners lift us up. So play that.
I know.
This is your time. You're almost done. It's a minute long.
Oh, is it on there? Yeah, go ahead. Play.
I think when you think of the DBs you want on your team, I mean, they're gritty, they're competitive, they're edgy, they have a short memory. At times you can't tell them anything. It's the way you want it. And I tell those guys all the time, man, you bring me up every day because you bring juice, and it's our job to work off of each other in this building. And I've said this before, Davison, when he came in, I'm not sure that room was exactly like that. And then you had Jermaine in there, and then Caleb, because to me, Caleb is kind of the man that makes it all happen, and we all see what Caleb does on the field, but a big part of the success that we have is Caleb's presence on the field and communicating and getting everybody on the same page and building confidence around him.
You can cut it, Pat.
That's probably.
And here's the reason I want to bring that up. Listen, man, Ryan Day, we saw his speech before a Tuesday practice. Work is the work, right, Bob?
Yep.
And he was super juicy. But guess what? You even as a coach, you can't just be the juice giver all the time. This goes in for your family. It goes into business. You need those guys, but then you also need Caleb that like ties
Yeah.
the room together and makes sure everybody communicates and stays locked in. But you want that healthy dose of edginess and juice, well as like the leadership aspect, communication aspect, and that's why they're playing at such a high level.
Absolutely. All right, Schlegs, what do you got? What's your score? I got 45-3. Where are we going?
Oh, I like that. I like that way better than mine, Bob. I said 38-0.
All right. Listen, stay locked in here. We'll catch you all up on Monday, recapping the Buckeyes game on the Bobby Carpenter Show.